Have you guys ever watched Senki the Dungeon Fighter online anime? I thought about Baron, the main character, saying party call while waking up from my default alarm. I went to take a shower. Simon slept some more. Once done, I checked my wallet once more and checked the places we will be going again. Odaiba, hotel again to freshen up, then Roppongi. After waiting for Simon, we went to Odaiba. I expected this, but there was a light drizzle. It also came with a free DLC of wind and cloudiness. I had an umbrella which I packed with me, but I decided to leave it as it was only a drizzle and the forecast said it will stay like that. We walked to Odaiba. We went there once, so we figured we will go there fine. We were wrong. I thought we might be able to manage if we go to the rough direction of Odaiba. But because of the bridges, our north and south were thrown off. We constantly stopped for the street map and whatnot. It was raining and was windy, but we saw some people having this street official looking cycling race. There were kids about elementary or so in neon shirts every now and then with a flag to point at the course direction. I saw the ocean waters looking rough. I remembered Nikolai from Call of Duty and Zombies saying I like it rough, but not that rough, when he gets slapped by a zombie. The gray clouds looked unforgiving. We were halfway to Odaiba, but said screw it and decided to take the subway to Odaiba. Near the entrance of the station, I saw two people handing out something to the pedestrians. Simon just passed them, but I just received what they were handing out to check it out. I figured I could always just toss it away at the subway bathroom or something. Turns out it was a surgical mask. I remembered lot of people in Japan wearing masks. I wondered about the whole mask thing, so I recall asking Steve about the masks and he said it's because the person caught a cold and also because the person don't want to catch a cold. Or it's because he or she is a biker gang. On the back side was an ad about a health gym. Simon looked at the mask and asked for it. I said a smoker like you don't need it. We got on the monorail. The monorail was really empty. Only a few passengers were there. There was an announcement and we saw some people leaving. Apparently the announcer was saying sorry and that there is going to be a delay. We just waited anyway as we saw rain pouring out in the window. Turns out, the announcer wasn't messing around. We ended up waiting for full 1 hour before it finally leaving. I just thought about Tma again. It was 12:10 p.m. and we enjoyed the ride. The monorail was slower than I thought. In the middle a kid and a strong-looking fisherman-looking father sat next to us because there were no other seats. The kid sat next to me and was reading one of those new Pokemon killer manga, aka the Yoki Watch. We couldn't see too clearly because of the rain, but we saw Kumikit and so on while riding the monorail. And as usual, I found it underwhelming. When I saw the Kumikit I always dreamed of going to. Or perhaps it's because there weren't any people since it wasn't the season for it. I took a picture nevertheless and the giant red saw near it. I remembered Tueru Kagaku no Railgun showing that red saw once. We saw the empty-looking buildings and the buildings that were under construction. Not to mention some people every now and then with broken umbrellas because of the wind. I silently looked at the clouds and said damn you Gaia. As I remembered Gaia from God of War and the Percy Jackson book series. The movie sucked BTW. We passed the life-sized Gundam. We got off on the last station. And saw a Taco Bell right in front of us. I haven't seen these babies since forever. But we went to some udon restaurant next to it instead. The cashier looked like a mean sailor. Not judging, just a speculation. It might have been just his personality, but he seemed rather hostile to us. Simon complained about it, and I was just surprised we finally met someone like that. But personally, it might have just been the cashier's personality and not racism or anything. We took the subway to Akiba from here. On the subway, or is it a monorail? We saw Rainbow Bridge and some dungeon and fighter slough and stray-looking factories. It looked cool to be honest. Took some more pictures. Oh, and we were going to Akiba again, as I felt that we didn't experience Akiba properly last time because we were tired. We arrived at Akiba. Simon said he was needed to buy some figures as a gift for his family and friends. I told him he doesn't have much money as it is and suggested that he shouldn't. I especially told him that, because I knew he brought even less cash than I did. He bought them though either way. He bought some One Piece puzzles and so on. And while so, he would talk about how One Piece is the best anime of all time and is a masterpiece. And of course he talked about TTGL being not manly at all compared to One Piece. I just looked at him silently giving the "your taste is shit" look. I didn't complain since he's been doing this to me ever since we first met. I was getting ready to leave, but Simon was still ongoing about buying more stuff for his family. The merchandises here was no doubt items that looked like something you shouldn't buy. But he seemed ongoing about having the need to buy something in this particular place before leaving. So I just told him he should just buy the gifts when we go to Kyoto and so on since we'll encounter things we will actually want to buy. He seemed surprised about how true that was and we left Akiba. Before leaving we finally saw the true otaku walking along the street of Akiba. The guy had the typical pink jacket clothes thing on, with bunch of Nico dolls from Love Live attached to him and finally had a Nico fan attached on the back of his head as if it was a halo. Simon was flipping out from it and was really surprised by that. He even went and secretly took pictures of him. I just commented how he wasn't true otaku enough as he wasn't carrying an anime body pillow. Simon looked mind blown by that possibility. I've been friends with Simon for a long time now, but it seems like that his obsession in anime and stuff was inconsistent. Like how he watched anime for years but doesn't know about Kumikata or Akiba and so on. But I tried not to think about that. Anyway. Before we completely left the area, we got the bullet train ticket to Kyoto which leaves at 12 p.m. I figured doing this in advance was going to make things easier. It was about 6:30 p.m. or so and we arrived at the capsule hotel. We freshened up and took a shower. After taking the shower, I changed and waited for Simon by the lobby. We decided that we will eat first before going to Roppongi. We went to some family restaurant looking place with a green logo. But turns out it was a cafe. A cafe with lot of food options. There were people with laptops and notebooks and pens. I had a hamburg steak and Simon got some spaghetti like a papyrus. I've been saying this a lot but don't expect me to stop anytime soon. Eating the hamburg steak reminded me of that Lucky Star spin-off's main character, Hikage Mikawa. Whoops. That might be a minor spoiler actually, haha. Nervous laugh. The steak was small by the way. I guess it's because this was a cafe. It was dark outside now. So we went to Roppongi. I tried to look for that giant spider sculpture which I remember seeing from Joshiraku. But we failed. So instead we went to go see the Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower was built first and the Tokyo Skytree was built afterwards. Thank you Joshiraku. The more you know. While going to the Tokyo Tower I'm not being racist, it's just a speculation, we saw a lot of black people while going there. And I'm not just talking about one or two, there were like a train of them. They would just be out in the sidewalks and try to make you go into their restaurants or something. I think this was the most unexpected and surprising thing I found out of Japan so far. We went right beneath the Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower looked basically like the Eiffel Tower but just orange. Come to think of it, do Japan like orange or something? Tokyo Station. Tokyo Tower. Nah, sorry. Probably just a coincidence. I should be trying to conclude something with just such little information. Anyways, we took some pictures outside. It was hard to take pictures as the Tokyo Tower was